Let's be honest, this guy had so much potential. There was so much hype built around him and he ended up being a rushed letdown. Let me tell you why. This man fight only lasted 12 chapters. Now, I do understand the 50% power notion that everybody brings up, but even so, the way he was hyped up does not match the set expectations. I mean, come on guys, he was the literal king of demons. So many things were set in place just to summon this man. Nutch even said if the final devil, Lucifero, emerges, the world is finished. And I'm reading this and I'm like, damn, this man could probably survive a Thanos snap. But anyways, just shortly before he was manifested, a drama leech appeared out of nowhere talking about, why are y'all taking it easy? The sooner you get out of here, the better. But one thing I can't take from Lucifero is that his entrance was actually badass. Like, his entrance actually lived up to the expectations. He was able to generate so much magic power, and it was so fierce to the point that he was able to crack the ground around him just from his presence alone. And also, he was able to stop a Demon Union Asta sword with just one hand and sent him flying. He had Asta on 1 HP from just one punch. According to Seki, however you say his name, winning doesn't even seem like a possibility. But here where I start to list the cons instead of some of the pros. He was put on a t-shirt literally 10 chapters later. Oh! The moments he had with the captains was pretty exorbitant. It just highlighted it even more extensively that Grand Magic Knights, to him, are just fodder. Jack Blades wasn't able to cut him. Marciona Flames couldn't burn him. She was easily repelled. Nozel got his shit blitzed effortlessly. Flaglonion Dragon did basically no damage. Dream Magic was also pointless. This sense of urgency though, it was pretty good. It was building up to be something good. It really felt like to really down this foe, somebody or a lot of people might actually die just to kill this man. Asta managed to slice his horn, and immediately after he was crushed and knocked out. Nah, scratch that. This man isn't just knocked out, he's basically just seeing the glimmering of Valhalla. His heartbeat is probably so faint I don't even think headphone jack woman could even hear his heartbeat. Now let's skip to Yami. Yami and Notch, their combo attack, Shadow Magic X Dark Magic, only gave him a scratch. But it's also pretty realistic though. Even if they maybe cut off his arm, I can see that too. But what's comical to me, Asta getting a power buff based off cheap writing. It starts off with Libel reminiscing over Lithia's death. Asta was able to see his memories, and basically with the power of friendship, they was then able to get a power buff so big they was on par with the enraged Demon King, and in 5 seconds killed him, which is honestly just blasphemy. The Demon King was treated no differently than the captains he was one-shotting. The beginning of this setting of this fight was good, and the middle, but towards the end it was just like, what? Let's just say people got power-ups way too fast. I feel like this could have been like slowly more in tune. Now you can obviously tell that this is very much rushed. I feel like he was made way too strong, but hear me out. I feel like his power should have been at 25% of his original power. Then slowly he starts getting more powerful as the time goes on, because you kind of wrote yourself into a hole. That's kind of why, the reason why he probably had Asta, Notch, Yami, they had to get power up so quickly. Asta being able to land such decisive blows against a foe so strong that probably a couple of minutes later, he was just able to stop his blade with one hand. And it kind of didn't make sense for that to happen. It's not Lucifero's fault. I am in no way calling him a weak character. Arguably, he's probably like, I don't know how strong he is, probably the 3rd or 4th strongest character in the story right now. He just had to deal with BS power creeps, especially true Demon Union Asta. Even if Lucifero only had 50% of his power, Asta should have struggled way more. A lot of people like say that at 50% shit. Okay, we understand. All I'm saying is he should have struggled way more. Now, I have nothing against the creator of this show. I am just directing constructive criticism. He is a genius writer. I'm not shaming him. Us humans, we are also prone to make mistakes. So what it is normal. Let's make a stern comparison. Let's go to the Elf arc, which a lot of people think was one of the greater arcs. So we're gonna go into it. The fight with Zogratis felt way more balanced and more earned. There wasn't no super insane power creep. Yes, there was power creep, but it wasn't on the same insanely high level. Here's an even more detailed comparison between two villains that were in somewhat the same situation and that had basically the same outcome. and that is Madara and Lucifero. Both died to BS. That's something we can just unanimously agree on. But the thing is, with Madara, he was able to live longer and live up to his expectations. Hell, even surpass his expectations that a lot of people had for him. Their mind was just blown. Now, I'm not going to take away from Lucifero because his entrance was not better than Madara's, but it was still a great entrance, and it still piqued up a lot of people's expectations at that moment. The King of Demons one-shotting everybody with ease. Okay, this is going to be good. This means it's going to take a lot to take this man down, right? Sadly, no. But with Madara, there was more at stake. You just don't fight the God of Shinobi's rival and the second coming of 6 paths and come out surviving. It just shouldn't happen. It's unrealistic. Even Naruto and Sasuke gaining 6 paths power was still struggling after the power creep. So what I'm trying to say is that Asta's getting his power creep and then being vastly outclassed in every category and then being able to kill this man based off the premise of the power of friendship is like ludicrous. And the King of Demons just seems very unfitting for something like this, because now we have a lot of questions. How strong is he when he has 100% of the power? But unfortunately, we won't be able to see that because apparently his other heart was taken in the other world and he was defeated. So apparently we will never get to see that, and it's always going to be a what if scenario. This is going to be my last tidbit of information on how I think the fight should have went down. Warning, this is going to be a pretty controversial topic depending on what stance you take, but hear me out. So please spare me in the comments. But I truly believe Yami should have died during that fight, and here's why. If Lucifero killed Yami, it would be very impactful. Just imagine Asta's reaction. Someone he looked up to, someone who took him in when nobody else gave him a chance. This would push Asta to way different more heights. And also, it would make Lucifero's defeat way more satisfying. Look at the curse bearer woman. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but her death was so satisfying too. And a lot of people actually said that she was the best villain because she had a good amount of depth in her. It was good for Noelle, and it was also good for her brother because they finally avenged their mother. After recording this, I realized I used the words wrong. Majelica didn't die. She instead just got defeated. And I'm going to make another video about that too. Now, if Lucifero killed Yami, it would be very impactful, like I said, because now, say for instance, Asta takes that standpoint and then he's like, you know what? I'm going to become Wizard King for Yami's sake too, because that's what Yami would wanted me to do. This would in turn add more volume to the Lucius Zogratis fight because he was the one who orchestrated that event. So Asta's gonna see it in that light and basically inadvertently avenge Yami in that way. This is gonna be the end of the video.